There's a part inside every 2026 Acura MDX that Acura barely talks about, a rubber belt, spinning behind the engine, silently deciding whether this SUV lives to 300,000 miles or dies at a stoplight. Miss its replacement date, and you're not looking at a repair bill. You're looking at a $9,000 engine. That's the kind of detail that never makes it into a glossy brochure. And by the end of this video, you're going to know a dozen more just like it, the stuff owners only discover after the paperwork's signed. The MDX has always sold itself on one promise: drive like a sports sedan, haul like a family hauler. For 2026, Acura is doubling down. There's a new grille with active shutters that open and close to cut drag, a reworked spoiler, and, finally, the thing owners have been begging for since the last redesign. The touchpad is gone. For years, that touchpad was the MDX's biggest liability. Reviewers hated it, owners hated it. You'd be reaching for a menu at 70 miles an hour, eyes drifting off the road, cursing a piece of technology that was supposed to make your life easier. Acura finally listened. A direct 12.3-inch touchscreen now sits front and center, with Google's own software baked in, plus wireless CarPlay and Android Auto standard. That single change is why so many shoppers are giving the MDX a second look this year. But here's the thing, fixing the interface doesn't mean everything else got fixed too. Let's start with what actually makes this SUV drive the way it does, because it's not what you'd expect. Under the hood of most trims sits a 3.5-liter V6 making 290 horsepower. Nothing exotic. But bolted underneath is Acura's 4th-generation super-handling all-wheel drive system, and this is where the MDX quietly embarrasses cars costing 20 grand more. It doesn't just split power front to rear, it can send up to 70% of engine torque rearward, then take that rear power and shove up to 100% of it to a single wheel, overdriving the outside rear tire in a corner to physically rotate the chassis. It's not simulated through the brakes like most systems. It's mechanical. That's why owners consistently say the same thing in snow, in rain, on a canyon road. This thing tracks like nothing else in its class. But that performance comes with a catch almost nobody mentions at the dealership. That rear differential runs hot. The clutch packs doing all that vectoring generates serious friction, which means the fluid degrades fast. Acura wants an initial flush at just 15,000 miles to clear out metal particles from factory break-in. Then every 30,000 miles after that. Sooner if you're towing or driving somewhere cold. Skip it, and owners report a telltale groan on tight turns, followed by delayed engagement and, eventually, a failed solenoid. Here's the other, and it's the big one. That 3.5-liter V6 still uses a timing belt. Not a chain, a belt. Most competitors abandoned belts years ago. Acura kept it, and there's actually a smart reason. It lets the engine block sit narrower, which quiets the cabin. But it's an interference engine, meaning if that belt fails, the pistons and valves collide. Total engine loss. The factory schedule says 105,000 miles or 7 years. Mechanics who work on these every day tell a slightly different story. In cold climates or heavy stop and geo traffic, they recommend swapping it closer to 85,000 to 90,000 miles, just to be safe. And because the water pump is driven off that same belt, most shops replace both at once. Dealers charge up to $2,100 for the job. Independent specialists do it for under $1,200. Do the math on that gap over the life of the vehicle, and it adds up to real money. Now, about that Type S, it's the Halo trim. 355 horsepower from a turbocharged V6, Brembo brakes, and a closed-loop air suspension that can drop the ride height for aerodynamics or lift almost 2 inches for deep snow. It's genuinely impressive engineering. It's also a wear item. Owners in the 60,000 to 90,000 mile range start reporting tiny cracks in the rubber air bladders. Road salt and ozone exposure eat away at them slowly. When that happens, the compressor, mounted right behind the rear bumper, has to run constantly trying to compensate. Run it hot enough, long enough, and the motor burns out. That's not a hypothetical, that's a documented failure pattern. So what do owners actually love, once the honeymoon phase wears off? The Bang Olufsen sound system, for one, up to 31 speakers on the Type S, and drivers consistently call it the best factory audio in the segment. The massaging seats on advanced trims turn long road trips into something you actually look forward to. And that removable second-row middle seat, a 35-pound section that pulls out entirely, quietly solves a problem most three-row SUVs never bother to fix. What frustrates them? Real-world fuel economy that lands 2 to 3 miles per gallon under the EPA sticker. Front brake rotors that start shuddering as early as 12,000 miles, especially if you live somewhere hilly. And a third row that measures just 29.1 inches of legroom, fine for kids, rough for adults on anything longer than a school run. There's also a handful of recalls worth knowing before you buy: a passenger seat sensor that can misfire the airbag system, a brake pedal pivot pin that can shift out of position, and on Type S models, a software bug that could stall the engine at highway speed. All have documented fixes. All are worth confirming were actually completed before you hand over a check. So where does that leave a buyer? Skip the base FWD model. You're getting all the maintenance demands of this platform without the SHAWD system that makes it special. The sweet spot is the technology package with SHAWD. It adds the good leather, the 19-speaker audio, and 20-inch wheels, and it stays under $58,000 out the gate. If you're shopping used, be cautious with 2022 models. The first year of this generation, still carrying the old touchpad and some early software gremlins. A 2024 gives you nearly all the substance for a fraction of the price. A new 2026 gives you the fixed interface and the newest tech. Whatever year you land on, walk in knowing 3 numbers: 105,000 miles for that timing belt, 30,000 miles for the differential fluid, and roughly $3,400 for 5 years of maintenance, genuinely lower than most of its German rivals. The MDX isn't perfect, but for buyers who want a 3-row SUV that actually rewards you behind the wheel, and who are willing to stay ahead of 2 very specific maintenance dates, it remains one of the smartest picks in the segment, as long as you know exactly what you're signing up for.